Okay, we're on, Kevin.
All right.
How you
It's
doing,
been a
man?
long,
Long
I'm
time
good.
no talk.
Oh my God, it's been a decade.
Yeah, I would say close.
Yeah, dude. Close 9 years actually to be
Yeah, yeah,
precise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year's as well, man. Looking good as always, dude. I've been watching your videos on Instagram. You're getting sexier and sexier over time, man. No homo, but
I appreciate that, bro. I'll take it for grace. But man, look at you, man. I like your fresh haircut. I mean, you're doing good. I see your stuff too.
thank you.
No, seriously. I see you posting a lot of your real estate stuff. So, I mean,
Thank you.
obviously you're doing good. It's not something where you're just throwing it up there.
Yeah. I try my best, man. Getting myself out there and showing, providing value, showing
Yeah.
my service.
Yeah. But good. So that's actually one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. I know we chatted offline through text message uh, throughout the past week or so, but I wanted to bring you on just to see if you can talk a little bit more about your world, how you got into it, what do you see now, and how have you been helping people these days?
Yeah, so you know, I'm Kevin Cruz. Been in business for almost 6 years now. I've been a serial entrepreneur since I was 18. And I dropped out of college at the age of 19. I didn't, college wasn't for me. I'm not saying it's not for everybody, right? People love, go education. But I tried more of like a self-education route where I picked up mentors and stuff to teach me how business works, business world works. So I started multiple ventures prior to getting to real estate, and all those ventures really taught me a lot. And after trying many different things, many different industries, got into real estate. And first year I was doing it part time, 2016, and I fell in love with it. So I decided to go full time now. Sell some of the companies, things like that. So
Are
I've
you
been in.
self-employed, Kevin? Are you
Yeah.
self-employed?
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll make sure to do is we'll leave your information under the description. So for everyone that's watching, we'll leave it for them. So
Appreciate that.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've been in real estate for 5.5 years, close to six, and for the first 2 years, I was doing it as a solo agent. But my second year when I went full time, I went all in, and I feel like I reached my maximum in terms of me doing all the boots on the ground, doing the computer work, operations, paperwork, and stuff, right? So I felt the need of starting a team, because I've seen other people that's successful at doing it, like delegating work, leverage. You can be good at everything. I hate paperwork, right? I don't like paperwork. It's not something for me. I like getting myself out there. So my third year, I built, I got one buyer's agent, and I got a admin, you know,
Mhm.
and my production, all our production increased now, right? And as you learn more in the progress, my fourth year, I brought in, there's six of us now, and now my fifth year, there's 12 of us now in the company. So we're learning the systems and such. We have big dreams. We want to help as
So
many
so
families as possible.
you're the owner and and then you have 12 employees, you said.
Not employees, more so like I call them like associates, business partners.
Mhm.
Like we all share the same goal cohesively. We're all realtors. The only thing I really did is started the company.
Mhm.
But I have like five people that started it with me basically. They came, luckily, blessed that they shared the same vision as I have, and
Mhm.
we're building it as a whole now.
Are you a Marvel or DC guy? Like
Uh,
Avengers and
I'm a
like
big, I'm actually both. I'm a big Marvel fan though.
okay, so Avengers. So you're Tony Stark in Iron Man. You brought you brought everyone
You know
together.
what's funny? All my friends call me that Iron Man. Yeah, I
There
have
you
that
go.
mindset of Iron Man, and
Mhm.
I have a lot of toys that are Iron Man right now. I have
Good.
over 10 of them collection. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it. Yeah,
So I definitely want to get back to the comic book stuff if we have some time, but we used to work together, right? You
yeah.
went off, yeah, you went off and you just jumped into this, and I started seeing you on social media, and I'm like, this guy is blowing up. I was like, huh? I was like, wow. So what I tell people, and I actually tell people this too, that we're there. sometimes certain things can open huge doors for you. And
Mhm.
this has. So then, like, what kind of got you into this? And like, were there some fears, some challenges, some obstacles when you got into this?
A lot, yeah. I mean, first of all, when I started real estate, I was broke, right? And first of all, in my head, it's like, how the hell am I gonna get clients, who has the money to even purchase a property, right? To purchase homes, right? What kind of credentials do you have for them to trust you, right? Secondly, I felt that, I was young. I was 26 years old. I was like, I thought my perception was the people you're gonna be dealing with are like, baby boomers and such, people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, right? And 60s. And be like, okay, how can they trust me, right? So I had that fear, So, what I did is I always think about my why, like for me it's like if I don't make this call or if I don't push this, uh, you know, my family's not going to be able to eat, like, I have kids, I have a family to provide for, right? So I really think about that painful why. If what if I don't do it, right? Because one of the biggest things about this business is it's easy to do it to be productive, right? But the hard part is it's easy not to do it as well. Like, being an entrepreneur, you can just wake up whenever you want. It's not like you have to clock in at 8 o'clock and clock out at 5 o'clock. It's not one of those things where it's like that and you get in trouble if you don't show up. This one I can just sleep in if I really want to, skip some calls and stuff, right? But you got to discipline that, you got to discipline yourself. I think that's one of the hardest things for me. I'm responsible, like I get things done, but at the same time I'm not like responsible of waking up early and stuff. I don't have that discipline, and I think that's one of the struggles people will have.
So let me ask you this, Kevin, because you said your why, and I'm huge on quotes or someone's purpose in life. And you
Hmm.
said your why is your family.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not for everybody, right? But
Yes. But for you,
yeah, for me, yeah, that's like, I'm born and raised in the Philippines, like came from a third world country. I see what's out there, like I work at the age of 9. So, like seizing the opportunity coming here from the Philippines, it's such a big deal for me because, people in my country, I still keep in touch. I have a big family there, big close, like big community in there, they don't get the opportunity in here, I wish they do, so now it's like now you just gotta lead by example and show that you're seizing the opportunity and not just letting it go and giving it up.
that is resilience right there. And not only that, too, you said third world country, you've been working since 9. A lot of people,
I Yeah, my first, I started selling candies at the age of 9.
but you were still, you already had that mindset of work.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's big, but I commend you. And obviously that's one of the reasons why you're successful. And also another thing that you mentioned was that discipline,
Yeah.
which is a big part.
I'm working on it. Well, yeah,
So you obviously didn't get to where you started 5 years ago until now without some discipline.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
then what, I mean, what helped you with that?
Uh, Besides the why factor, I learned this back then, right? About 10 years ago when I started, after I dropped out of college. Uh, I used to attend this seminars and webinars and stuff. One of the person talks about like there's two types of why, right? There's a painful why and there's a pleasure why, right? Painful why is like family, right? Like you can't quit because of that, right? But the pleasure why is the one that gets you up in the morning, right? Like that boosts you. Okay, so I think the answer to that question is you know I want nice things in life, of course, reward myself. I want to own many properties in real estate. I want to be able to donate. I want to be able to, I think leading by example is one of the biggest things for me. I want to be able to, especially, let's be real, okay? There's not that many Filipinos out there, like as an entrepreneur, compared to other nationalities. I'm not
So you
like,
have some ambition. You have
yeah.
some ambition.
So I want to be, I want to be that example, where
Yes.
like,
Yes.
I want to be that example. I'm just like from the bottom of my heart, like, I need to see more Filipinos doing what I'm trying to do or what I really want to do, like, and just letting yourself out there provides a lot of value already to my fellow community. So
I I love that, bro. And
Yeah.
here's one thing too. I'm actually meeting with another Filipino after this, and he's in real estate too. So
Hey, there you go, man. I love it.
yeah. But I was gonna say this too. Like we all want nice things in life because we know that in this world, and especially you coming from a country where you saw that we people are not as fortunate over there, right? It's harder. It's a third
Yes.
world country, you said, right? So you want nice things for yourself, you want nice things for your family. And you also mentioned that you want to lead by example. You want to show others, the people from your country, that hey, you can do this, you can achieve this. But one of the things that you said was to add value in people's lives. So you what you're doing is you're helping people.
Correct. Sorry, yeah.
You really do. You help people because I'll tell you this. We worked in the bank where yeah, you kind of come across certain situations from buying home. But I can tell you this, before I went through the process myself, I had no clue. I was afraid because it was just the unknown. And a
Hmm.
lot of people don't know that. Can you
Hmm.
take me through where how you how you help your clients from point A to point B? Because some of them are, like you said, they're young.
Hmm.
They don't have that experience. They don't have that knowledge of just hey, this is scary,
Hmm.
because they don't have no money and it's competitive out there too.
Yeah.
So like talk me through how do you help them, and how do you like kind of like make them feel good about this situation.
You know, the biggest thing that I learned is, besides, creating that you're in to the client for them, to work with you, they have to trust you first and they have to feel comfortable. Once you break that trust, it's pretty much over. It's done. It's a donezo thing, deal. Like it's really the trust, and like if you don't know the answer, like don't, excuse my profanity, don't bullshit your way around it. Say you don't know the answer, but let me find out for you. Simple things like that. Just, and especially when I was new. I mean, I vividly remember still when I started real estate. It's not too long ago, and so like I just kept it real. I kept it real as possible. Like for people who ask me, "Are you new?" It's like, yeah, but I work with people who's been in business long, and I can use, they get to help me if I have any questions. Like instead of saying like, "Oh, I've been in business for so long," but you're really not. I think keeping it real is one thing. And people who have that money and people who are buying properties or selling properties, they can smell bullshit miles away. Miles away. Like so don't BS your way. Just keep it real for them to feel comfortable with you.
I've had experience where I guess the first guy,
Hmm.
the realtor that I feel like he not only wasn't as educated as someone that my friend that actually that I'm talking to next that helped me eventually helped me out,
Hmm.
but he was kind of like what you said. I feel like I didn't trust him as much. Not the fact that I wouldn't say he doesn't know how to do the job, but the fact that he kind of didn't take me seriously.
Hmm.
Like he didn't think that I was serious enough to buy a home. So that discouraged me a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
This was back in around 2011. I would say
11.
2011,
Oh
2012.
wow.
I was a little younger then, right? It was almost 10 years ago or so. Financially, I wasn't as well off as I am now. So maybe
Hmm.
after he saw my tax returns, which I did qualify for a certain amount, but I just felt like he wasn't, he didn't take me as seriously. And so then he
Yeah.
kind of put me on the back burner. But whatever, my situation worked out even better after that. So like what happened to you? Things open up. How many people would you say that you've helped throughout the last 5 years or so?
A lot. I mean, whether they bought a house from me or not, or sell their house from me or not. Last year, we helped 88 families last year,
Mhm.
and we closed 88 family. We closed the deal basically 88 deals, and we have a 20 plus pending. Before last month, and we have about 15 properties coming up on the market as listed. So yeah, so it's about 100 plus total. excluding the ones that are, that's just seek advice and stuff, that I'm nurturing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
In the end of the day, it's all about numbers, right? I mean, Wells Fargo, man, headquarters, you and I, it's all about numbers.
But no, but where I was
Yeah.
getting at was that 88 people and then also 20 more pending, you'll get referrals, I'm sure, and then you'll get new clients.
Yeah.
So you are helping hundreds of people.
And that's us as a unit, like me and my team as a unit. Yeah. So
But
yeah.
so is there anything else going on with you besides the real estate?
Well, I started real estate 5.5 years ago, and 2 years after, I got into real estate, I realized like, hey, there's other needs that people need,
Mhm.
when you're listing a property. So, I approached one of my close friends, because he was good at interior designing.
Mhm.
He was part of the storage wars. He was doing this, he was like betting on storages, doing interior designing and antique dealing, right? And I knew he had the potential to do staging, home staging. At first he declined me. He's like, no, I have no time, right? And persistence versus our resistance, right? So I asked him again, and after that he approached me like, hey, let's start it up, let's try it out on this one property in San Francisco. I remember 151 Lowell Street. So we staged that property. He bought the furnitures and such, and I listed the property with my friend. And after that, we started a staging company together. And so after that, we had one storage space, and after that, we grew to two storages, and at like storage space, and now we have four. 2 years ago, and after that, we got a warehouse after in South San Francisco, 1,500 square feet, warehouse. And now we grew even more now. So now we have a 4,000 square feet space now in San Francisco that is like 3-story high. So he does about 15 to 20 properties right now per month on staging.
Wow.
So, you know, I approached him. I'm more so like a catalyst in the business.
Mhm.
I help with the finances in the back end and stuff, doing the payrolls, doing the back end. He does all the designs. I have zero knowledge on designs. Please don't ask me. But people need that help, and a lot of realtors ask me, and I'll just refer it to him. So we started a business together. It's been around for 3 years now.
That's great because I remember you saying being an entrepreneur since you were at a very young age. But one of the things that hit home with me was that you said that you're bringing people together,
Yes.
right? Because you can't do it on your own. You just said that you don't know the other side of the work,
Yeah.
but you're bringing a team together.
Yeah.
And that's something that made a lot of sense to me more and more as I grew up because I know that I can't do everything by myself.
Yeah.
You can't achieve everything by yourself. You need people that to handle the administration work. You need people to handle the back end.
Uh,
So I myself need to like try to do a better job at like understanding that okay, I can't do everything on my own, and I need to go seek partners, go seek a team, go seek help. So that's good on you.
Thank you. Yeah. And on top of that, I partner up with a moving company. So I, basically co-founded a moving company as well. So right now it's doing pretty good. We have about 20 full-time employees right now as a
Mhm.
team. And
Are you localized to the Bay Area or where?
we go interstate and interstate. But in terms of other states, we can go like Las Vegas, Arizona, and such. We don't go anything. We try not to go anywhere further than that.
What about for your real estate business?
Real estate? No, I'm licensed in California.
Okay.
Where I serve mainly is from Bay Area, of course,
Mhm.
the 7 counties,
Mhm.
including San Jose and up to Sacramento. Anything further than that, I usually just refer it out. Not to mention, end of last year, we expanded in Sacramento. For everybody listening, Sacramento is it's already hot, but
Okay.
it's the next city.
Got it. Got it.
So we brought in one partner in there, for real estate, but his name is Michael. So he's doing, young guy, work ethic is insane. I love it. So yeah, he's working there right now in Sacramento division. So every time we need help in there, we have clients, we bring it to him. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, though, by the way, Kevin. So Sacramento, for everyone that's going to see this, I was going to ask you too. So My sister, she wants to purchase her first home next year. And I'm sure there's hundreds of people out there, right? That will see this, people I know, friends, or their family members too. And we see the market where it's the prices are very high, right? For I mean, in the Bay Area, right? I mean, wouldn't you say it's pretty high?
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks for being
Yeah.
honest. Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
One thing that I was going to ask really quickly too. Do you do loans too? Are
No,
you
I don't. I
okay?
refer out.
So
Yeah, we
when you
have
do
a
that,
yeah, so we have lenders, any type of, it's actually a good thing if a realtor that you're going to work with refers you to a lender,
mhm,
because that lender will work hard if it's referred by the person that they're working with already, right? Versus a person like first time home buyer, right? They look for their own lender that they don't know.
mhm,
They may not work as hard and it's a gamble.
mm,
But if they're working with a realtor already, such as me, for example, I'll refer them to a lender, and it doesn't matter what kind of bank.
mhm.
Like I have connections with every bank. One thing where our biggest advantage that we really learned is being resourceful. Building that relationship. You never know who you're gonna be working with later on.
This is another thing that I keep on hearing from you too, which I actually use too. You keep on saying we,
Yeah.
because you always say that it's a team, right? It's not just you. I remember someone that it was an acting teacher that one of the I don't work with her anymore, but when I was saying we, and I kind of meant like as a team, and then she kind of called me out on that. She's like, "Why are you saying we for?" I'm like, "That's how I see things. It's not I, it's we."
Correct.
But
Yeah.
go, yeah, yeah. So good on that. Going back to just about the, let's just say people wanting to purchase a home this year, the prices pretty high, especially in the Bay Area.
Hmm.
Rates have lowered, of course, to try to accommodate that too. But this is a question on my mind and everyone's mind, and of course, we can't predict it.
Yeah.
But will we have a crash? Will we have a even if it's not as bad as it was in 2008, 2009, but will we have something like that?
Well, first of all, it's not gonna be as bad as 2000. What happened 2008?
Mhm.
What really happened 2006 through 2008 was a mortgage crash. So back then, as long as you can walk, you can get a loan, right? They had an option loan where you can choose what kind of interest rates, 0% down, no income verification, no employment verification. So I can just tell somebody I work for this company, I make this much, and you can qualify for a loan. Choose option rate of no, 0% interest, 0% down payment, things like that. That happened. But there's a balloon in payment where people didn't read. So people bit more than what they can chew. They were able to get properties. They were living well. But 2 years after, they can't afford it anymore because it ballooned or whatever happened with the terms with the loan. So they have to foreclose the property, and everybody foreclosed. Too many people foreclosed the property, and when the bank owned too much property, that's when the market crashed. So right now, 2012, they come up with a RESPA now, like to the point right now. In order for you to get a loan, like they have to check your blood type now. It takes a lot to qualify for a
Yes.
loan, especially for loan amount above 765,500. When you go to the jumbo section, like they check your employment verification twice. They
Mhm.
do everything to make sure that you qualify. So to answer your question, I don't think it's no way it's gonna crash. Okay. Secondly, it may stabilize. Okay, I wouldn't say it's crash. This is just my opinion. Okay,
Mhm.
like if I knew what's gonna happen in the market, like obviously, like I wouldn't be here right now. I'll be in the island, right, chilling, right. But nobody can predict what's gonna happen. So I feel like, in my prediction, I feel like the market will stabilize if it does happen. All these forbearances are done, the banks. But I don't think there's gonna be. I don't think There's not that many. There's not that many foreclosures gonna happen, because. So let me finish. Sorry.
Go, no, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, equity wise, most of the people who owns a home here in the Bay Area or California have
Mhm.
a pretty big equity on their property. So before they even see that crash or before they even foreclose, they will sell their property. So there's not that. I don't think there's any, barely going to be any foreclosures. That's just, yeah.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that. So that's
Yeah.
something that's on I'm sure tons of people mind, right? Because they're like, hey, I can't, the homes are so high right now. They check online. But what about this though?
Mhm.
You said stabilize. What do you mean by stabilize? Do you mean that, what do you mean?
Stabilize means that the prices on a market, like the prices of the homes, is not going up,
Mhm,
neither if it's going down. Okay, so that's stabilize. Okay, correction means like it may go down like 5 to 10%
mm,
or something like that. That's a correction. A
mhm.
crash is a different story. That's like 30 to 40%. Like it goes down from today's market value. So those are the three things categories that I look at things. And I
So
get this question a lot. Like almost every other day, I get this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why I wanted you to share with myself and
Yeah, by all
everyone.
means, man.
Now,
Like,
let me ask you this though. So if you were to, and obviously trust is a big thing for you, but if someone were to look into trying to buy a home right now, would you encourage them to, or would you say, hey, maybe wait for 6 months or so?
good question. I would say I would say if they have the capacity and they're capable of buying now, I said go for it.
Mhm.
Because if the place that you're gonna buy is the place you're gonna be living at, right? That's for the
Mhm.
purpose of it, right? Hold on a second.
You
Yeah.
got some business going. There you go.
Uh, so the place that you're gonna buy is if I lost my train of thought now. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so if somebody were to ask me, should I buy now
Mhm,
or wait for the market, like wait till 6 months if the market goes down, I wouldn't even gamble it. If you're capable of buying it, a property,
mhm,
you're pre-approved, and the property that you find is something for you, get it right now, right? Because you're gonna be living in it, right? Because after you live in it, right? Let's just say the market goes down 10%, whatever's right. Okay, but it's okay. You're living there. It's not like you're losing money. You're paying your monthly mortgage on a 30-year fix, right? And you're depreciating your principal that you owe on the property, right? Tax, the property tax, you can write it off. Interest rates, you can write it off. Appreciation is highly likely going to happen more than the property going to go down.
mhm,
So if it does go down, then just don't sell it. Just stay there, right?
mhm,
So, but versus you wait later, what if it goes up? Or what if interest rates goes up
mhm.
and you cannot qualify anymore? Then that's a different story now. And believe me, a lot of my clients, since I started real estate, right? That's when the market starts going up like 20 to 25% per year, right? Especially
Mhm.
Palo Alto. Like San Jose was growing like $800 a day appreciation at one point, right? 2018. So for the people who waited 2016, right? It's like 2017. I remember a lot of my clients like, hey, in 1 year the market is gonna crash because they followed 2000. Every 10 years usually something happens to the market, right?
Mhm.
But look what happened. 2018 prices went up even further. Now they cannot. A lot of them cannot get the property that they want here in the area or Bay Area Peninsula, so they have to move out of the city now,
Mm.
or they have to just save up and rent or work rent with other people or in-law. I seen that happen. So I think the moral story is like find something that's right for you, that's reasonable, where it doesn't stress you out. I mean, the banks will not even qualify you for a loan. Like, it has to be like a certain debt to income ratio, right? So that's the whole purpose of like the bank, like, for you not to stress out, with the monthly payments, including principal, including property taxes and insurance that you pay in the HOA. So yeah, that's
What about location though? Because we talked about that where you said a lot of people are moving to Sacramento. And I think that's
yes.
gonna be that's gonna be a big spot over there
I
because
think I think so.
it's expensive here. And some people, their jobs are, let's just say it's in the city or it's somewhere here in the Bay Area. Sacramento is a long way out.
Mhm. It is. Well, people choose to travel. I don't know.
No, no, no. I'm just saying, like, because commute is a big thing, right? Like, if
It
you're
is.
if you're commuting super far, but then I guess that's the sacrifice that you have to make, either commute or maybe I guess try to find a job or see if you can work from home these days. But
Yeah. Mhm.
do you see? Because I've seen in the news and the internet where, I mean, we know what's going on, right? I mean, is there a lot of people moving from San Francisco and that area to other places?
A lot. Yeah. a lot of people, especially COVID. I think one thing that people really learned about COVID or the economy, the society is, they don't need to live here. They can live more minimal, and people want more backyard.
Yeah.
People want more suburban place. So a lot of people are looking for backyard. That's why if you go to like Contra Costa County, Alameda County, in Sacramento, in
Mhm.
Vallejo area, it got a lot hotter. It's the hottest it's ever been that so far that
Mhm.
everybody has seen. Like prices are just jacking up because going up
Yeah.
because bidding war and stuff, right? But a lot of people are selling their properties here in San Francisco, at least for the condominiums and townhouses.
Mhm.
I think single families retains its value for values like homes that are like 1.2 to 1.7 million, but homes are like above 2 million. Uh, it's a lot of them are not selling right
Mhm.
now. It's more challenging. It's a very very niche market. Specific. Yeah. So yeah.
So that if I'm gonna take that into heart and just say that, hey, you know what? Consider if you're gonna live there
Mhm.
to people, like consider maybe looking for a home if you're looking to live for a home. But what about for investors? Because when the property that I had about 2 years ago, which I eventually sold, it's for investor, right? I'm not living there. So
Uh,
how would you, let's just say someone is okay with their living situation and they want to go look for investment property, or they want to, if yeah, yeah. So what would you
uh,
what's your thoughts on that?
Investment property is a different story. I think it's a whole different topic than buying somebody helping to first time
Mhm,
home buy or sell, help them sell their property. Um, it really depends on the risk tolerance. Like a lot of people want to invest out of state, right?
mhm,
Like place with like suburban that has sun, a lot of jobs, diverse areas. A lot of people want to do that, but the thing is like it's out of state, so you got to build like connections in there.
yeah.
The numbers are good because like you buy for a house for cheaper, but your mortgage, the rent that you get covers the mortgage. San Francisco, like you got to have a much higher down payment for you
Mhm.
to be able to break even at least. So I think it's all about your capacity and risk tolerance. It's kind of, I think that's a whole different subject, man. But
So you
uh,
do help people with investors.
absolutely, it's absolutely. I have some properties in Sacramento.
Mm,
So knock on wood, but everything has been good so far with
yeah.
Sacramento. I think Sacramento, like I said, I'm a true believer of Sacramento. I feel like it's gonna keep rising up, in my opinion. And one thing I want to tell you though, if you were to ask me about residential properties versus multifamilies,
Mhm,
multifamilies it's not based on the market; it's based on the rental. So it doesn't matter if the market goes down, right? If the rental of that multifamily it's going well, that's the value of it. The
mhm.
higher the rental is, the more it's worth. Residential, it's based on the market. If something happens to the market, there's a correction, stabilization, or crashes, knock on wood, then your property goes down. Or
So yeah, that's what I wanted you to share because I didn't know, like, a lot of these things were just completely new to me when I
yeah,
first got into it. And I'm like, okay, well, you can do this with investment properties, or as long as your income, you're still generating income. It's exactly what you said. It's not going to have, even if it corrects itself, or a crash or whatever like that, you're still generating that rent income.
correct.
Yeah. And then do you help with finding rents, places for people to rent to?
Uh,
Or
Not so much, honestly.
okay.
Yeah, it's too much work I'm dealing with already. It's not like I don't want to help. Like
Mhm.
real estate, you can do so many things. There's like
Yeah,
20 different things
that's
that
what I was saying. Yeah.
you can only specialize in few things.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
your niche is primarily with real estate, is just to help people find home.
Buy, sell, and investment. Yeah.
Mhm.
Those are the three things. Yeah.
So are you seeing a lot of people sell right now?
Um, there's still a shortage in inventory in the area or in the Bay Area
Mhm.
overall. Yeah, there's always going to be sellers out there, but a lot of sellers they expect a decent amount of their property, because of the market.
Yeah.
It, market is still really good right now, which it is because of the rates, driven by rates right now. Yeah, so yeah.
If someone wants to get into real estate, what you do, what would you what's something that you would tell them right now, like to
Uh
start or
find a mentor.
Mhm.
Find a mentor straight up. Find somebody who's going to take care of you, that can show you the ropes and teach you, guide you, yeah. I think having a mentor or somebody who's there for you, I think that's one thing. Interview a couple of brokerages or like teams to see which one fits you the
Mhm.
most. Yeah.
Obviously that helped you too, and I actually had some conversations about that with my other few conversations about mentors, teachers, and coaches,
Mhm.
how much of an impact they can have on you
Yeah.
and to help you grow as a person and help you grow in your business. So that's that's big. Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Mhm.
really big. Find somebody. Yeah.
So that was a lot of information that you just told me in this last 40 minutes or so. So, and I'm sure everything that you just said, some of these things I've learned, but it's also good to be refreshed on it. And there's people that just they just don't know because they haven't been exposed to that, where maybe they come from a different background or they're just not they're yeah, like they're just not exposed to it. What's something that you would also tell people that how you can like either with your business, how you can help them or like encourage them, just something that you even if they don't go to you, like what would you tell them?
A lot of things, but what would I tell them? Shoot, just sorry about
Probably
that.
buy a lot of homes from you. And then,
Yeah, I mean, I think be resourceful.
mhm.
Be resourceful. Do your homework. Do your due diligence. Always ask questions. Be curious all the time. Never be afraid to ask questions. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
don't know.
no, nothing. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
I just want to, and sometimes it's for me too,
Yeah.
because okay, I know that there's things that I don't know, and I need to be resourceful. I
Yeah.
need to ask for help, right? Not only from your team, but then from others too. You need to
Correct.
step up and just ask too. But
Mhm.
yeah, so now that I mean, I don't have any other thoughts right now. I'm sure it may come up, but then I remember you said that in early on that you're Iron Man. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Hey man, I vividly remember this. When I started working at Wells Fargo, you were already working there. You were business banking, business consulting, and I was a personal banker. I always talk to you. I always walk with you to go to the gym and stuff. Like like you'll have a break and you'll go to the gym right away.
Yeah.
Like every time you have a break, you'll go to the gym. It's insane. I was like, damn, who the hell is this guy? And I always ask you questions all the time. I always ask you questions all the time. How do you do that? How you do this? So yeah.
You, you
Uh,
you were never, I would say, not shy. That's not the word that, but you were always willing to ask those questions. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I remember that, and that is somewhat that's a courage and a virtue that you have that it took me, and I still have trouble where like it's hard for me to like, hey, I don't know if it's just it's a combination of a few things, right? Just
yeah.
my upbringings, and also I think that sometimes men, well, I mean, speaking for myself, you kind of have an ego too, where you try to think that you can do everything yourself, or like you don't want to show weakness,
Hmm.
but you are able to propel yourself from asking these things, right? You're that humility, like you don't you okay, it's not even like ego, it's not even oh yeah, I can do everything on my own. I can learn everything on my own. You have that humility to ask where it's not something where like, hey, you're not afraid to ask and you just ask. And then obviously now you've asked many people and you've also learned yourself where and this is where you are at today.
Yeah, thank you. And man, we just started. We just started. We got a big mission, right? All of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. That's what. And then another thing too. So we talk offhand, and we've only been texting here back and forth for the last week or two or so, week and a half, if that. So, but you said that you want to start your podcast too. Tell me about that.
I do. I do. So, I had an epiphany and I really want to start this podcast. It's called Making Connections, right? So our company is called Kinetic Real Estate, right?
Mhm.
So connections, it's not meaning like connections, it's connections. So it's Kine, you know, yeah, KINECTIONS.
That's
Yes.
that's
So
that's a cool. No, that's a
yeah,
cool
so it's a
name.
cool like,
Did you
like
make that up, or how did you get that?
um I was drinking with my friends. When you drink with friends, like you run out.
That's
You think about you think about stuff like that. Like oh, like this is a good idea. And I was like, and it started growing on me. I was like, oh shoot, like it's a good idea because I've been wanting to do something like this. The issue is like you get too busy and you
of
forget
course.
about it, right? Yeah, like execution is like everybody has great ideas, like everybody, but it's like it's the execution part that people struggle to. So for you to execute this thing, like you're probably tired, you're probably like like still working and stuff, but you have to do it. You have a vision on what you want to do, you want to provide. So that's perseverance. I like that. Like that's exactly what we need to do. So
I love that word, that execution action, where we can talk about everything we want to do, our
yeah,
dreams, our goals. But if we don't put these things in place, or even take the little necessary steps to put it in place, or sometimes we need to take that big step,
yeah.
right? So, yeah, that's important. That's huge.
Thank you.
But so when are you thinking about taking that step to do the podcast?
It's on the works. I have a call tomorrow with one of the person in our company that does all the video editing and stuff. I need to. I mean, maybe I need to ask you too what kind of equipment and stuff that you need and such. Like
Ye-
I don't know what I don't know. Like video production is like it's never been my thing. Like I actually have a camera, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how to use it, and it stresses me out to the point that what I'm gonna have somebody, a professional, just deal with this. Let me just bring in the network and the community and do this.
That's what we talked about earlier. You're bringing in
Yeah,
the team. You're bringing in people.
but I was trying to cut down the cost, right? But cutting down the cost, it stresses me out even more. I rather just focus on what I'm good at. I rather just focus on what I'm doing, and just collaborate with somebody.
Yes. That's
So, but I bought it. This is the third camera that I bought. I bought another camera, and I sold it to my videographer who does my videos right now, because it's like I'm stressed out. And I attempted another one when I had my first, my daughter, which is my third kid, and I wanted to have one, so I bought one. And it's like shit. I've never used this. I don't know how to use this. It's too fancy. Like
yeah.
it's too sophisticated to the point that like I don't know what to do, man. Like
Yeah, it's I'm not too savvy on that equipment too. So sometimes we need to ask for help. But you're a busy guy, so it's tough to find, I would say, time to put your efforts into these things. I'm with you. I agree, right? That's why I think it goes back to where we were talking about where you have to be disciplined and you have to be very orderly throughout your day to make time to do this, because i
yeah,
do i do have a job, and workouts, cooking, your family, your friends, your own time, all those things, you can only put so much in one day.
exactly.
Yeah. So that's why you have to be as orderly as possible with a little bit of freedom to do here and there. But then in this world, when we are working individuals, we have family, friends, a job, you have to have your day plan as well as you can.
Yeah, I agree.
How do you do that, by the way? Do you?
Um, I just At night, I think I my mind works more at night. You know,
Mm,
I think I put everything on my notes. I use iPhone notes.
mhm.
I put everything there that I need to do the next day, and I put the time when I need to do it by. So I have a due date on every single one of them.
Yeah.
Besides using Google Calendar for my clients and such, for professionalism, so they don't forget also. And
Mhm.
everything is through my notes.
Mhm.
Even the people I need to contact,
Mhm.
I have everything in there. Like, if you fail to plan, right, you plan to fail, right? And
Mhm.
I plan every single night what I need to do for the week and such. And if it's not on my notes, I'm gonna forget about it 1,000%. No way, I'm gonna remember that. Yeah, so it has to be, even spending time with family. It's on my notes. Believe it or not, it's just the way. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. You are a busy guy. You're entrepreneur. You have two, three different business. You have clients to take care of. You have three kids now. How old are they, by the way?
10, 9, and 2.5 months.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are their names, by the way?
Jonah, Micah, and Chloe.
All two girls and one boy.
No, no, two boys and one girl.
Oh,
Chloe's the
okay.
girl. Jonah, Micah is like, it could Mike it could be a girl's name, Micah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I know. Actually have a cousin. Her name is Micah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's- So you have you're busy. You have job. You have so many businesses. How do you find time for yourself?
That's my struggle that I'm working on, finding time for myself. You know, it's just became my nature to the point that I, I don't know. Finding time for myself is like, when I'll just drive sometimes. After I'm done with work, I'll just take a drive. That's probably a time for myself. Like, very difficult to find time the whole day for yourself.
That's
Like, you take like 2 hours. Like, that's probably the most I can do. And after that, just get back to work. I'm back. Kobe Bryant, right? He wakes up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, plays basketball, takes a break, plays basketball, takes a break, plays basketball, takes a break. So he wakes up at 4 a.m., to beat everybody so he can do more practices because he doesn't want to burn out. That was his mentality, the Mamba mentality.
Mhm.
So, I'm kind of, I'm working on that. I try not to work like straight, like 12 hours. Like, I'll take some like 2 hour break, an hour break, and it feels better, rather than you working, you're going to burn out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I ask you that is because even though we have family jobs, it's important for us to have time for ourselves too. Like, really, I mean, time for ourselves too.
Absolutely, and we need it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like to do? What? So you mentioned like you were a big Marvel guy and stuff like that. Like our interests, like what do you like to do?
Me, besides hanging out with friends, that's me like having time for myself. Believe it or not,
Mhm.
I like to have a drink with my friends. Today, right? Uh, I finished my appointment at 2:30, right? From 1:30 to 2:30, right? And I had a call at 3:30. So I went to UPS to handle my errand, and I went to the gym just to run 25 minutes straight. 25 minutes straight, rested for 5 minutes, and got on a call at 3:30. Hella pumped up.
Yes.
Like, things like that, like, you need that. You need nature, like, it's part of me, that I need to do something like that
So
will pump me up.
that's great. Like I love that you like okay, if you know something's important for you and this is your time, you kind of not kill two birds with one stone, right? So you're getting a good exercise and you're getting some endorphins hyped up for a call with a client.
Yeah,
That's gonna give
exactly.
that's gonna give you
Yeah,
some push.
it feels good. It feels good. You just sound more, like, on it.
Are you working out every day right now?
Oh, I just started again. I haven't worked out in 6 months. I have
You look you look like you're in good shape for 6 months.
yeah.
For
Thank
six
you.
months straight.
I wasn't all in at you. Nobody can be all in like you. Okay, can't compare somebody with you, man. Like, shit, man. You're like a freaking,
No,
like, you're like a star, man. When it comes to
no.
working out, dude.
It's
But
Kevin. It's just about our priorities, right? Like what
yeah.
so you said that your time is spending time with your friends, having a drink, your family, but you do get to your workouts and it's that's like that for me. For me it's I would say I don't have any kids. uh, my time, I can put more effort into the exercise too. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, but I would say yeah, keep on working out because you know how much how much it does for you.
Yeah, it does. It resets you. It makes you feel good.
You know, get some of the weights in too, you know, so next time, you know, you'll be when you're doing your real estate commercials that I see, you know, you'll be in like a tank top or something like that showing your muscles.
That would be you.
It's like, hey, no, it's like, hey, you want to buy a house, come come buy it from me. It's
I don't know if I'll get to that, but
yeah, I'm just kidding. But so just I know you've been getting a lot of calls, and you know, I thank you for your time, by the way.
no,
And
I
I
appreciate
want
you
to,
inviting me.
yeah, I want to continue this conversation. Like, I mean, whether it's next week, 2 weeks from now, or a month from now, 2 months, same thing with your podcast. Let me know how I can help. And, you know, you mentioned, hey, you know, maybe I can give you some pointers or some, and we can chat offline too. You can call me or whatever. But no, I want to keep an ongoing conversation.
Let's do it.
Great
I'd love
information.
to. No, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
inviting me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're welcome. One thing that I was just gonna say was like, what would you, you know, is there something that you want to share with, you know, some New Year resolutioners, whether it's a house, whether it's their goal of how to improve yourself, because you're someone that came from humble beginnings, would you say?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think so.
because
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. So just take me like what's deep in your thoughts in your mind that you're like, hey, because earlier when you mentioned that you're saying that, hey, I want to be able to encourage others.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what's like something on your mind right now?
I think learning to invest and learning how to have money work for you. I think that's the biggest thing, not trading time for money. I think develop how to think outside the box now. How can you make money on the side, and convert that into something passive where you have money working for you now, because time is short. Life is short, and I'm saying this because, my partners in the business, his father just passed away last week, and the grandmother, my other associate, her grandmother just passed. It makes you realize, like the older you get, like, you're getting closer to death, you
Mhm.
think about that stuff, and what's why you work so hard for, right? For what, I think enjoy life, how do you enjoy life? Like, I think you got to think of other things like that, like something to, you know yeah, to make money on the side, like, where you're not worrying about it, because
Mhm.
financially it's like, money, ranks up with oxygen, right? Nowadays, the way I see it, the way I grew up, that's the way it is, we struggled, so, you know we struggled, and we kind of still are, we're working our way up there, so yeah, that
Th-
would be my advice.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, and I really appreciate that because that last 2 minutes when you were talking about that, it like I can feel a lot of sincerity,
Yeah.
and it was very heartfelt. Like I felt like, you know, it's deep in your heart where like you know, it's something that you're just being truthfully and telling us, whether if it's a you know you came from your humble beginnings to your past to now to today, you know, that's very strong, heartfelt words. So yeah, I, you know, thank you for it. Made my day. It made my
No,
day.
I appreciate. No,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. So you kind of moved past my question earlier. I kind of want to end it. That was great, but then I kind of want to end it with this. So who's your favorite comic book character?
Oh, Iron Man, straight
So
up.
Iron Man.
Yeah, like he's just, he's a G.
Okay. Okay. So
I just like the way he is.
dude, hey, that's you, man. Tony Stark, man. You're entrepreneur. You're blowing up. You know,
Yeah.
you even got the hair like him too.
Oh God, stop. Don't feed my ego.
Hey,
Don't
hey,
flatter me.
we all need a little ego feeding. Just don't blow up. Just don't blow up too big, right? Just keep, you know, keep the head a little bit on the shoulder. That's it. So,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, but okay, Kevin. Hey, thanks for your time. I'm gonna put once I release this, I'll make sure I put all your information below so everyone can.
That sounds good, man. Looking
Okay.
forward.
All right. Have a good night, Kevin. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, everybody.
I'll see you
Thanks.
later. Bye. So that's my conversation with Kevin Cruz. So much energy in this guy. God, I love it. But so educating, so knowledgeable, and so full of encouraging advice. And I hope everyone, including myself, can learn from just some of the words that he told us, whether if it's how he improved himself or also educating us with the real estate world right now. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you like it, please like, subscribe, and share. And please leave your comments below of what you liked or what you didn't like. Maybe some ideas of what you would like to see more in the channel. But thank you for your time. Have a good night.